Welcome back, guys, or if you're new to my channel, this is Automotive Anonymous. That's a 2025 Subaru Forester Sport. No, it's not ours. Ours is a premium, which only has level 1 X mode. And today I wanted to find an example that has brand new tires and level 2 X mode. This one actually has some Bridgestone all-season tires. They have around 930 seconds of tread, and in this video I'm going to go find some snow. I'm going to try to drift it around, see how it does in stop-and-go situations to help you guys at home decide how well does the Forester handle snow? How well does it maybe meet your needs? We don't have a ton of snow today, but we do have a few inches, so we're gonna go have some fun with this. And if you get anything out of this video, please consider liking it. Comment your thoughts and opinions below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Otherwise, let's get right into it. And let's start with the basics. How well does this vehicle stop? I'll maybe go about 15 miles an hour, and I'll go full brake pedal right here. A little bit of ABS, but we got stopped pretty quick. Let's maybe do a wide left turn with a little bit of acceleration. Pretty easy to get the rear loose, but easy to control. One of the things I really like about Subaru's all-wheel drive system. While we're on our way to the parking lots in the neighborhoods that still have snow, I think it's worth mentioning that we really haven't gotten any snow yet this winter. It's now February, which is really strange to not get more than maybe an inch or so total prior to yesterday when we had 3 or 4 inches dump. But now it's like 32 degrees. We're quickly losing the snow that we do have, although a lot of it is still in the neighborhoods if they haven't been plowed and lower traffic, lower traveled areas. So we do need to find some. I've been hoping to make this video for a couple months now, but it just hasn't lined up. But I do want to say, because of Subaru's all-wheel drive system, vehicles like this handle really good. It takes corners well. It does not feel front-wheel drive biased at all. It just feels like it really can change direction, really handle itself quite well. And I like that a lot, that Subarus are such good weather vehicles. You really don't have to worry about the rain as long as you have decent tires on yours. I've never personally hydroplaned, and I've driven probably about 100,000 miles in modern Subarus. Having owned a Crosstrek and Outback Wilderness, and we have a 2025 Forester Premium, they're just really good vehicles. I love them a lot. I've taken a few of the different models that we've had up to the ski slopes before, through a lot of highway and interstate driving, even before snow plows some mornings when I'm on my way to the day job to go do some physical therapy. So they just handle really well. They take corners like a champ, and you don't really have to worry a whole lot as long as you're being wise, you're being intentional. But even with brand new vehicles, you still have to be careful with the factory tires they come on. Some tires are better than others. Not all tires are equal, and having a dedicated winter snow studded tire, anything like that's going to handle a lot better than a typical all-season tire, because all-season tires are not perfect at any one season, kind of, but they're decent-ish at all. So that paired with a good all-wheel drive system, I think, is going to help you out a lot. But we're almost to the parking lot, so we're going to have some fun with this and try to do some cookies. So we really don't have a ton of snow. Yesterday, after the 3 or 4 inches, a lot of it melted, and then it froze overnight. And since it's only right at the brink of freezing right now, a lot of this is black ice underneath the light snow that we have on top. So it is very slick. It is very easy to get the rear end to break loose. So I'm going to start in X mode stage 2. Traction control will be off. That'll be the most freely spinning of the wheels mode that we can get this Forester in. And then in a little bit, I'll turn X mode off, just drive it normally, and see how likely or unlikely it is to break free compared to that. We'll also get some starting, some stopping, and just seeing what this vehicle does, driving it safely in the CGI course. All right, so traction control's off, deep snow and mud is on, and let's just see what this thing does. I'll maybe get up to about 20 miles an hour, and then I will throw the steering wheel right now, giving it some acceleration. It actually is fighting pretty hard to not break the rear loose. So that's actually pretty impressive. Let's maybe get up to speed. I'll get up to about 20 miles an hour, and then I'll slam on the brakes. Lots of ABS kicking in. Stopped really well though. And with the all-wheel drive, and where this vehicle on dry surfaces can do a full circle in 36 feet or a U-turn in 18 with full steering wheel tilt, it handles really well. And honestly, Subarus don't really feel like there's a lot missing when you come to snow driving. They just do so well. So let's get up to speed, but we're going to do it kind of cornering, and we're going to see if we can break the rear loose that way. Nope, not really right now. This thing seriously does such a good job. So let's do this now. Let's go into normal mode, and then I will just turn off traction control, and I'm going to give it full throttle, and we'll see what happens. no traction control light. It just kicked right in and went with the power delivery. So anyways, let's get to a more snow-covered neighborhood road and we'll see how that compares. Alright, so we have maybe about the same amount of snow here. It does seem to be packed a little bit deeper. Let me give it maybe full throttle, just because this is already such a low drama situation where these hook can just go so well. In a straight line, do we lose any traction? No, we really don't. Honestly, guys, after driving so many Subarus, having owned 3 of them myself, if you want a low drama winter car that does a lot of things really well and is most importantly going to keep you and your family safe, I highly recommend you do test drive something. Potentially consider owning something like a Subaru. Always test drive the competition, of course. But these, even on the factory tires, they just do so well. 9/32 of tread isn't like crazy depth. A really good tire might have 12 to 13 30 seconds of tread. But even these factory Bridgestone tires, which probably are not, the best all season you can buy, they're just doing such a good job. Maybe I'll get up to about 30 miles an hour and then we'll slam on the brakes and we'll see what happens here. ABS kicked in. I still feel like I can steer it though while I'm braking, which is pretty neat. Let's take this corner with just a little bit of speed. We're gonna kind of hug the inner sidewalk and you can get the rear loose. But what I've noticed about Subarus is you kind of need a lot of power to break them loose. Like my Outback Turbo, if I could get the turbo spooled up before the traction control system kicks in, that thing could then spin pretty good. But naturally aspirated Subarus, especially, it's a little bit harder to lose it, and you kind of have to get a lot of speed, go around a corner, and then give it light throttle input so it almost can't detect that the wheels are spinning while the momentum of the vehicle is shifting. That's kind of the best way that I have noticed you can spin out in Subarus and do cookies, but it's pretty tough to do because Subaru has really designed the software of this really well to not let the rear come out. It works way better than a lot of other vehicles, trucks that I've owned before in the past that are rear-wheel drive biased unless it's in four-wheel drive. They don't do nearly as well as these, especially where they don't have any weight over the bed. Front-wheel drive cars are awful in the snow, or at least without having a good competent all-wheel drive system in the back to push the rear end of the vehicle forward and to keep it straight tracking forward, they're just not going to do as well either. The only vehicle that I have driven that does better than a Subaru in the snow, I would have to say, is probably a Tesla. My brother's Model Y on some all-weather, really good tires. That thing handled like crazy. It's almost like you couldn't even break it loose with how good the traction management system is. But honestly, this has kind of been a boring video, not just because there's not, 2 feet of snow. I totally get that would look much more exciting. Although as long as the surface of the road is covered, does it really matter how high we are off the tarmac? I don't necessarily think so. The ground is covered. What you can see through it. There are some spots that are just wet, like on the side where cars are parked on the side of the streets in the CGI simulation. But most of it is actually black ice. It's just that other than when we are braking hard, you're not going to hear ABS. You're not going to get a lot of drama. This is just a really good vehicle, and I highly recommend on the next snow day local to you, you guys take the opportunity to go out and test drive one. But, with global warming being a thing, maybe we're just not going to get as much snow unless this is just an off year. I'm really surprised that there hasn't been a better opportunity. You can see the main roads are already melted. Pretty crazy. But anyways, if there is a better snow day in the next few days, I will delete this video and we will start fresh. Otherwise, even though it doesn't look impressive like I mentioned, the road was still covered in snow and ice, and it's just that Subarus are that good. They're very low drama vehicles, and that's kind of why you buy them. Anyways, guys, if you got anything out of this video, please consider liking it. Comment your thoughts and opinions below. Share your own snow stories. And with that said, I wish you guys the best. Hope you take care. See ya.